Okay. Welcome to episode 4. Okay. All right, so here we are in the upstairs, I guess you can call it the plant room, but there's just a bedroom actually. So today we're going to repot this ficus. As last episode I mentioned that the roots are growing in between the pot and the tray, except the tray is connected to the pot. So I don't want us to continue any longer because it will get difficult to get this out. And I don't want that. So I'm going to take this out and repot it into a plastic tray, I guess. This was just a container that I cut up and I melted some holes at the bottom. Melting the holes actually is a lot easier than cutting it with scissors. The plastic doesn't get damaged as much, and yeah, as long as you have something to melt it, I think it's a better way to go. So let's get started. I'm gonna tilt the camera down and I'll try to get a light so that you guys can see the plants better. There we go. It's a bit bright actually, but I think this is okay. Okay, so first things first, I might need to take this out. Get my rake 3000, and I'm just gonna see how. Oh yeah, it's not even moving. I'm gonna do this. I have this just like a piece of cardboard with plastic on top. It's like it was a container for a cake. My wife's birthday just passed, so let's try to rake this out and see what happens. Yeah, I didn't want to use the wood tray from last time. It was kind of hard to clean. Plus, with the edges on the tray, I didn't really feel comfortable moving it around. So, let's see. So I see the roots up top. And I have a feeling the roots will probably go pretty deep. I think I planted it a bit too deep, maybe. Let's get a shot of that. You can see lots of roots. It's not even budging. So yeah, I think for this you need a finer edge to try to get down the pot. And I haven't really watered this since the last time. Last time it was, I think, was Sunday or Saturday. Today is Tuesday night, so it's been a couple of days, and the soil is still pretty moist, I would say. See if I can just kind of use vibration to get this out. Oh, here we go. It actually worked. So it's kind of attached. Okay, all the roots kind of snapped. I can still see roots in here. You probably can't really see. Well, maybe a little bit, but yeah, there's roots down there, and it's not coming out, and I'm not gonna try to get it out. So yeah. So this pot, not very good. I'm not going to use it again for bonsai at least. Just leave that over. Okay, so this looks pretty good. Roots everywhere, and that looks pretty healthy. My mesh, this is just the mesh is just I think a bag of garlic or onions or whatever that, you know, come with a mesh bag, and I didn't get any of the window screens or anything like that because I didn't think I need to right now. But eventually I think I'm gonna have to invest in probably get the window screen. I think it's pretty good for this. But yeah, that works for now. So I'm going to rake this out a bit, and I need to prune the roots, although I don't need to, but I think I will. Because the container, actually, well, the container I have, it's much bigger than this, the plant. It's actually bigger than it needs, but I didn't have any small ones at this time, so this is all I got. I'm gonna use it, you know, that's that. Plus this will get, you know, repotted already many times before it goes into a proper sized pot. I can see a lot of fine fibrous roots, which is a really good sign. I'm trying to be careful with this. I mean, I've seen videos where the tree has a lot of roots, you know, and you know, they would just, the person, you know, the person that's pruning it or taking it out of the pot, it's just stabbing at the roots really hard, and you know, they're just going nuts on it, and which is fine. But you know, those are mature trees with lots of roots, and it doesn't really matter if it gets, some of it gets damaged. But this one I want to just be careful because it's still young, and I'm new, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm not confident enough to do that yet. I think I would want to wash this a bit, but it's already nighttime. I work during the day, so I don't really want to spend time on this during the day because we have a big project. Can't really afford to lose time to lose daytime. So everything looks good. I'm just going to do a light trimming of this with the scissors that I brought. And I always see in videos where, you know, you should wash the roots out a bit, or at least clean them a lot more, so that when you cut the roots, when you prune the roots, it doesn't dull the blade of your either scissors or your pruning tool. But for now, I'm just gonna cut a little bit, so it's not gonna really damage the stitches that much. This is the longest one, so I'm gonna prune this back a bit. Okay, this one's a bit long, prune that back. I want to keep the roots somewhat equal in length, so that they'll support a tree evenly, and hopefully it'll grow better for the tree in the future. What I learned from the internet, the Bonsai Zone plus here on Bonsai, is that you want to keep the roots even. You don't want one side to be too strong and the other side to be weak. So I think that looks okay for now. Fairly even, or even enough for now. So yeah, there's a couple of roots a bit higher than the rest, and I'm thinking maybe I should cut them off. I don't know if you can see, but there's one there. That's much higher. There's one there. And the rest looks okay. I'm thinking I'm gonna cut these two off, and then I have this as my root base. Yeah, these are, I think, too high. But I mean, ficus, you'll get aerial roots as well, and they'll kind of drape down. So maybe these doesn't need to come off, because they are kind of, I guess, surface roots or aerial roots. But I don't really know. They're probably not that high, not high enough to be actual aerial roots. Yeah, so these, I don't know if it's this, maybe I'm overthinking it. You know, it's too early in the stage of the tree to be really thinking about this stuff. But I don't know what I'm gonna do. See, this is the time where I wish there was somebody beside me and can tell me, it's like, oh, you could do it or you shouldn't do it, you know, and gives a logical reason that I could, you know, think about. So that I can make a decision faster than this. You know what? I'm gonna cut off. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. You want to make a clean cut usually, but you know, I'm using scissors. Not very good. There's a special tool. I don't know what it's called, but basically you can get really to the part of the trunk, and you can make a really clean cut. But this will do for now. This soil, I could reuse it. Again, it's wet, and it would be kind of messy to work with. So I think I'm going to use new soil. I forgot one thing, and that's the mesh. So I'm going to go and grab the mesh, and then we'll continue this afterwards. Okay, so here we are. I got the mesh. I'm going to cut it. Probably just in the same, as big as the pot. I don't have to do that. I could just cut, you know, smaller pieces of fill, but I find it's a bit easier just to do the whole thing instead of cutting small ones. So we'll do that. Hope it's big enough. Okay, this one might not be wide enough to cover the entire thing. Yeah, it's not. So I'll use this, make this a bit smaller. So that'll cover the entire bottom. So these meshes are not very sturdy, so they flex a lot. It doesn't stay down. Oh, by the way, this is my bonsai soil. It might look like it has a lot of compost in it, but it doesn't. I mean, there's some whatchamacallit, plants as well, so they're the dark color, but it looks fine by me, so I think it should be okay. Just gonna add a bit to weigh this down. Just gonna fix the mesh. I'll reuse some of these ones. This soil from before, I'm going to reuse it. I just don't want to use it right now. That's all, or at least I don't want to use that much of it. I'll put them back into the pot, into the soil container afterwards, so they can dry out. And I'll fill most of these with new soil. Yeah, I think this will work. So it's, you know, you want the tree to be closer to the top. I'm going to pile a bit more in, and then we can fit the tree in. So with more compost in the soil, it can still work. What I read is basically the soil is you have to water based on what kind of soil you have. If you have more water retention with dirt compost, you obviously would water less often so that you're not drowning the tree. And if you have soil that's more more drainage free, like this also drain really well. It's going to retain more water than not having any compost. You just have to water more, and I hope that's right, and that's what I read at least, and hopefully that's correct. And if not, feel free to correct me in the comments. So I think that's good. Place the tree right there. Gonna comb the roots so they spread out evenly. Okay. I kind of comb the soil away as well. So I think that should be okay. All right. I'll fill the top up. I moved a little bit off center. I mean, not that it matters, it's going to get repotted, but I'll start doing, I'm going to try to practice good bonsai techniques, I guess. So I get used to it, make a habit of it, then it's much easier to carry out later on. So yeah, this pot is definitely too big for this tree, and definitely doesn't need to be this big. But you gotta work with what you have. And then there is a store that's in the GTA that has bonsai supplies. It's called Kim's Nature. I almost said Kim's Convenience. It's in Markham. It's pretty far, from me at least. But they have a lot of bonsai stuff. It's a bonsai nursery, I would almost call it, because they have a lot of trees. They have all kinds of bonsai pots. Yeah, I would definitely say it's a bonsai nursery. And they have dirt soil. They have akadama. They have pretty much anything you need. Okay, so the tree is sitting well. Might be a bit low. Just bring it up a little bit. Work the soil in. Okay. Yeah, so I'm doing this indoors again. Not enough daylight. I need to work during the day, so I can't be spending time on this. Kind of makes a bit of a mess on the table, but what can you do? Okay, I think we're almost there. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, need to kind of clean this area up a bit and then give it some water. All right. Okay, so I'm going to remove this. Well, at least that was a bit easier. Okay, so give some water. I also noticed the leaves are getting really big, and I thought that was a good thing, but I don't think it is. Because I watched the video, there was a video by Nigel on the Bonsai Zone about, it's a 3-year-old video about how to keep the tree small, and he mentioned that, you know, if the leaves are big indoors because they're trying to get more light. The tree is trying to absorb more light, so the leaves gets bigger, and that's why they're bigger, and not because the tree is like super healthy or something. If you leave it outside, the trees outside, then the leaves will be smaller because it's the sun, the free energy of the sun. No, the soil is a little bit low. It's not like perfect to the edge, but that's okay. This pot is way too big. Okay. So yeah, that's why they're so big. So I'm gonna water till something comes out of the bottom. So far nothing has come out yet. Actually, maybe it's not a good idea to water that much. No, it's already come in. That's good. I'm gonna drain it. The hose. I mean, since the pot is large, the roots, you know, are not filling the pot yet, right? So I don't want water sitting in the pot anywhere. It might, because I don't want to have any chance of drying the tree, because it's going to take longer for this thing to dry than before, because the size of it, because the amount of soil, and the tree doesn't need that much water yet, or it's not going to be able to absorb all the water in this bigger pot. So I just want to make sure it drains well. Okay, I think that's good. So there you have it. Right now it's growing towards one direction, which I'm okay with. And I'm thinking of pruning the leaves off the bottom. And from what I learned is, you know, you want one branch to split into 2, and then 2 to 4, and so on. But you don't want, you know, one branch going to 3. And right now this leaf here, this one here is kind of a 3rd branch, even though it's a leaf, but every leaf has a dormant bud, or dormant bud. So you got the trunk, and it's coming up to these 2 main branches. I would say this one is the leader, but they're both growing about the same thickness. And then you got the branch slits, a leaf here, This is actually becoming a branch as it starts to grow. So this one is, I'm gonna remove this leaf. And then I'll let the little branch or the leaf stem dry out or die out a bit to remove it. I don't really have a tool to get in there right now. This leaf I'm thinking of taking out as well. It's not really doing much for me, at least. I'm just pruning the tree as I see fit. I mean, I'm trying to apply what I learned, but you know, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing or not. you know, if you see something wrong, just make a comment, let me know. So take that off. And then I think the rest of the tree looks okay, except for the humongous leaves, but we'll let this go and see how it works, how it looks in the future. But I think this is okay for now. So I know I just joined YouTube, and you know I didn't think anybody was going to watch, but there's a couple of guys in the bonsai, not industry, but the community, I guess. They have already subscribed to me and actually watched my videos, and I felt really welcomed by Nigel from the Bonsai Zone and Backyard Garden Bonsai, I believe. And they actually watched the videos and they actually make comments, which is really comforting, and I feel the support from you guys, and I just want to say thank you. You know, this is new for me, and you know I only have 10 subs, but whatever, I don't care. It doesn't matter. More than half of those subs are my wife and my friends from work, so they don't even, you know, they don't really count. So it's just you guys watching, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. So, and you know, please criticize or give me some advice when you can. It's much appreciated. So yeah, so that's I think that's it for this repot. I'm not gonna remove any more leaves. Yeah, maybe this leaf will go eventually, but I'll leave it there for now. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's it for the repot. Let's go outside, and what we'll do is I'll show you. Actually, I'm going to kind of terraform my other side of the vegetable bed. I've only done half before, and then I'm going to do the other half tomorrow probably. I'll film that, and then I'll make a video, and then so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, so that's the repot of the ficus. It should be okay. The roots are very good, you know. So yeah. All right, so here is the potatoes that has withered away, and I'm not sure if there's any potato in it because I didn't put really good soil. It's just like garden soil that I have in the vegetable bed, or what used to be the vegetable bed. So it's not that loose, and the plant didn't grow that well this year. I had this in a bag last year, and I used actually really good soil, and I had a pretty good harvest. But this year, I don't know what to expect. There's probably nothing in here. Okay, the bag has deteriorated into pieces. So I'm gonna drag that over to the veggie bed and see what's inside. Well, it was almost impossible to drag this over because the bag has disintegrated into just pieces. I barely lifted up and threw it over, and you know, as it explodes. But at least there's some potatoes. There's one. I'm only collecting these now because I'm actually cooking potatoes from my house, and I want to get these cooked as well, or harvested, so I don't do it twice. So that's probably it. 2 potatoes. Oh, there's another one. 3 potatoes. Let's see if there's any more. So yeah, this bag is just like... This is just a grocery bag that we get for free in one of the stores. Yeah, it's garbage now. So that's probably it, I would say. Yeah, I don't see anything else in here. So yeah, I wouldn't even call this a harvest of potatoes. Usually you will get a lot more, you know. If you put good soil, you fertilize, and you know, basically in a bag you want to add soil as soon as the plant gets to about 6 to 8 inches, and then you just add soil to the bottom, water, and it'll just grow potatoes in there. So yeah, 3 potatoes. Not good, but better than nothing. All right, we're outside now, and it just rained today. There you go. You can see that it's pretty nasty in there. It's kind of muddy, so I'm not gonna dig that up today. What I will do is show you the gooseberries, the Cape gooseberries that I have, and I'll talk about that for a bit. Okay. So here we are. This is the Cape gooseberry. It's like a little lantern, and then when it's ripe, the casing or the wrap, whatever it's called, I'm sure there's a scientific name on there, it'll turn yellow or a golden color like this. This one actually is probably really ripe and it's good to go. You can buy these in the supermarkets, but it's a different species than this particular one. The one in the supermarkets are from Colombia, and there's a difference in taste. And in my life, I've had 3 different kinds. The first one is this one. This is a Chinese species. I don't know exactly what it is, but the taste is a bit different. The berries are usually a bit smaller, and the taste is very nice. It's fresh, and it's sweet, but not too sweet. It's a fruit sweet, and the fruit itself has a kind of its own unique flavor. If you eat one that's not that ripe, you're gonna taste that unique flavor, which I can't describe because you have to really taste it. So that's the number one, and it's my favorite. The second flavor that I have had is one of these. It looks the exact same. The plants look the same. I can't really tell any difference. But this one I actually bought from my local nursery. They had this this year for the first time since I lived here for the past 7 years. Yeah, I thought that was a tomato or potato. Yeah, there's a potato mix in there, so just ignore that. And then this one, you see the berries are here. They're a bit bigger, and the taste is not as sweet as the Chinese one. It's okay. It's I like the Chinese one because it's just got enough sweetness to it, and not overwhelmingly sweet. This one is still good. I'm okay with this, but not as good as the other one. Now the one you bought from the supermarket, I don't have with me right now because I never buy them. They're from Colombia, and you can find them usually at a corner on one of the open refrigerator shelves. They don't have the wrappings. They don't have the casing, and so all you see is the berry inside, which is it's a golden color, which I'll show you later. And the taste is different. I don't know what it is, but it's not that sweet. Or it is kind of sweet, but it has this aftertaste. It's like a spiciness or some kind of a taste. I don't know. I can't really describe it, but it's like, I would say it's a tangy or spiciness taste afterwards, and I don't really like it that much. And I know there's some people that likes it, but not my preference. And they're quite expensive because they're imported from Colombia. So first time I saw them, I bought like four containers of it, and it's a small case. It's like this big. It's a really small case for like $6. I was pretty excited to eat them, and then I was kind of disappointed when I tasted the actual berry. So yeah. So anyway, let's take a look. What was the one that I was? I think it was this one. Yeah. So let's take this off. Usually when these are ripe, you can kind of shake the plant, and they'll just fall off. And there's lots down here. See this one, not too ripe. You can still eat it, but it won't be as sweet. So let's take a look at this one. This one looks good. You can tell the color by the color of the casing, the wrapping. It's lightly yellow / golden color. This one's because it's been out here for so long. I stopped collecting these since October. But some of it will have a darker brownish golden color for the casing, and they're usually you know they're ripe. So let me just open this up. So that's what it looks like. This one has already cracked, probably because of the not consistently watering. So basically, they look like that. There's a little bit of a red hue on it, which I don't know what that is, but I've had these before with the hues and it's okay. So yeah, this is a perfect color to eat these, and this is actually a little bit soft, so it's been out here for a while, but you want to make sure these are kind of firm and a little bit squishy at the same time, and that's when you want to eat them with this color, and they're very good. I'm going to flip the camera and eat this, and hopefully it tastes good. Okay, so oh yeah, that's fantastic. I'm going to try this one, which is this one is definitely not ripe. I'm actually not going to try this one. It's going to be it's too raw. So, and the seeds, I don't know where you can buy them here. I don't think you can buy them here. I actually got these from China and I brought it here. I planted it just a few along the bed, and these are annual plants. If you leave them out here in the winter, they'll just die, which is fine because there's always fruits on the plant that you won't collect, and they'll basically drop. And then when you do your, I always flip my bed. I kind of jiggle the soil a bit to flip them up. From you know what I mean. And when you do that, the seeds go in and they grow by themselves. So yeah, and that's this one that I just had that we just looked at right there is one that came up by itself, and this, I don't know what it is about this area, but this one grew really well where it had a ton of fruit and the plant isn't that big. I've had some of the same ones in the corner there that was cleared, and the plants were huge, but the fruits were very few. What I've read is that if the soil is too rich or it's too much nutrients, if you fertilize it, they'll just grow big, but not fruit as much. So I guess the soil here, it's because I haven't really changed it in a long time for this little corner here. Yeah, so it's probably not as nutritious, I guess, as the other ones. And this one is in partial shade because of the tree, the cherry tree here. So in the morning, this was much bigger. I cut it, I pruned it down. But in the morning, you wouldn't get as much sun here as well. So I guess, like the online article said, if you neglect it, it actually produces more fruit, which is what you want. So yeah, that's what I know of Cape gooseberries. In the stores, they're actually called golden berries. So, if you see the label. And if you want these, if anybody wants these, I can harvest a couple ones and then extract the seeds and I can send to you. No problem. But yeah, they're very tasty. That's all I can say. All right. Before we head back to the dog feeding, I'm going to feed the worms, and hopefully they're finished with the banana from last week. So this week, a new banana. Okay, so just going to place that there. Have to dig it kind of, oh. Well, it looks like it's not finished yet. As you can see, they're still eating, but it's not a big deal. Just going to bury this one so they won't have a interrupted food source. You want to make sure you bury everything so it'll get digested by the worms. That should do it. Okay, so that's it for the worms. And we're gonna go back to how the dog is doing for the food. And that would be it for this week's episode. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the dog feeding. It's all raw meat. It actually came from, we have a specialized raw feeder, I guess a raw outlet for dogs and other cats and whatever animal you got. So this mixes with some bones and meat, some offal, tripe. Yeah, it's chicken and beef, I think, with this one. It's called Super Mix. And it's basically everything the dog needs, and we also give her some vegetables and maybe some fruits depending on the day. But yeah, she gets, she eats better than humans, I would say. Yeah, she eats this pretty fast. Like I set the clock to 3 minutes, and usually she'll finish within that time. I think it takes her longer to drink all the melted, not blood, but it's because this was frozen, and when it's thawed, it just has like water mixed in with blood and whatever else is in there. Less than 1 minute. I don't think she'll make it in 3 minutes. Maybe she will. Let's see. Come on, buddy. Hurry up. It's gonna be close. Well, that was pretty close, wasn't it? All right, guys, thanks for joining me. See you guys next time.